This is Josh Friedman coming to you from the Greek-Macedonian border. Today is November 23, 2015. I am outside the Greek town Idomeni on the Greek side of the border, where I'm surrounded by migrants and refugees who would like to cross into Macedonia and then further on into Europe, but they're not being allowed to do so. Last week, the Macedonian government, in conjunction with the Croatian and Serbian governments, decided to stop accepting refugees who are not from Syria, Iraq, or Afghanistan. Those three countries were deemed war zones, and countries other than those were considered not to be war zones, and refugees or migrants coming from other countries are not being allowed in. At this camp around me, there are people from Iran, from Bangladesh, from Pakistan, from all over Africa, including Ghana, Kenya, Eritrea, Algeria, all over. And the border police here, who you can see behind me, are letting in the Syrian, Iraqis, and Afghanis who have the documents or the passports to prove that they're actually from those countries. Europe has stepped up or increased its border restrictions in the aftermath of the Friday the 13th terror attacks in Paris. Countries all the way from Germany down to Macedonia have been stepping up border controls or flat out not accepting migrants who are not coming from Syria, Iraq, or in this case, Afghanistan. I have seen some of the border police here turn away people who either had false documents or whom were not considered to have the proper documents by the Macedonian border police. There are UNHCR workers here who are lobbying on behalf of the refugees who are trying to get through, but the vast majority of the people remain here in the camp or just walking around the border. There are tents set up all over, and I'm actually standing beside the railroad tracks right here, which are blocked. There are refugees sitting on the railroad tracks, which is blocking the passage of trains back and forth between Macedonia and Greece. Right here behind me, there is a group of Iranians who are staging a hunger strike. They have been out here reportedly for 3 days now, that's what they say, without food, without water, by their own choice, and some of them have actually sewn their lips shut. I have photos and video of that. I will show you that, as well as images and footage of the protests that are going on out here. They're ethnically spirited protests. Bangladeshi have been calling for the border to be open. Iranians and all kinds of different people have been standing in front of the border guards screaming for the borders to be open. But they remain shut for now for everyone except Syrian, Iraqi, and Afghan refugees, and it is unclear what is going to happen. There's a logjam of migrants building up in the Balkans, and more people are coming in from Turkey. Even people coming from Africa are coming by way of Turkey. They're going to Turkey and then getting on boats sailing to Greece and working their way up to here. So there are more and more people heading to right here, and there are fewer people being let in. It remains a mystery what exactly is going to happen. Balkan countries have agreed to take more refugees. They reached an agreement recently with the EU for there to be 50,000 placed in Greece and 50,000 in Western Balkan countries, but I don't know if it's actually going to work out. The different Western Balkan countries say they don't have the facilities to handle the influx of refugees. I am going to provide you other videos of what's going on right here outside the Greek town of Idomeni on the Greek-Macedonian border. Goodbye for now.